Welcome to the Blue Shell Review. I'm Chris Taylor. Joining me is the never-ending Alex McMullen.
Hello, you sexy people.
The never-finishing Matt Chapman.
Did I mention? No.
Oh, I see. Never finishing. I got it. And
the never started Craig
No,
Clark. Let's just get it over and done with.
that wasn't what I was going to say.
Never able to reach the top shelf.
The never-growing Craig Clark.
Yeah. Water me again.
Well, I don't need feeding anymore.
No. Right, so...
I am not returned.
Right, so, to begin with, as a little treat, Matt is going to talk about soundtracks.
So I finally decided that what would suit an audio-based podcast. Well, then again, there is no other kind of podcast, is there?
No.
What would suit an audio format is we talk about soundtrack.
Oh.
Okay, so what I've asked everybody to do is to bring in their favourite ever soundtrack and
luckily
about,
we're all prepared.
Yeah, how's that for luck?
Yeah.
And talk about the reasons why. My choice, it's from a game called Horizon Chase.
Oh, yeah.
Which is...
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Sorry, mate. So Horizon Chase Turbo.
So Horizon Chase Turbo is a very, very arcadey style racing game. So setting the scene, right, of why this is my favourite piece of music or soundtrack is, you imagine I ride a motorbike, right?
I mean, you say you ride a motorbike, you kind of... You more fly a motorbike,
Spend
don't
more
you?
time sideways.
It's
than
50-50,
you do actually
isn't
fly.
it? 50%.
You look like the front cover to Road Rash.
You look like the last tin of beans dented.
I'll set the scene, right? So there you are, on your bike. It's a glorious day, right? You're blasting along some big open road, and I don't mean a motorway or anything boring like that. I mean like some fantastic, like a coastal road or something. Sun's shining, you see the sea in the distance.
I see what's happening.
Yeah.
You're on one of those 50p machines at the arcades, aren't you?
Well, that's pretty much
Looking
what
at the
it's
big
about.
I actually think he's probably fell off his bike. Has been near to death at this point,
This
and
is
it's
just
like
one
Gladiator.
Of those, yeah.
Dragged along by a lorry.
If you
Walk
find
towards the
yourself
light.
alone walking in a field,
That might be what it is, yeah.
your fight is over, Matt.
So I play this particular soundtrack on my headphones. So it was hard to choose a piece of music from this soundtrack because it's all absolute gold as far as I'm concerned. But I just chose this one, which is track 5. It's called The Finale, right? So I'll play a little excerpt from it.
Okay.
You feeling that retro glory?
I'm feeling that you're going to be thinking that you're invincible with this music playing in your ears.
It's kind of a side effect of it. But, you know, to me that's a good thing. Makes you feel alive.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. For me, I'm going to go in a sort of very different direction to that.
Yeah.
Because the music I've picked, the soundtrack I've picked for this is for sort of very deep. Now, what makes it so good is where it appears in the actual game. Now, my clip is from Dragon Age Inquisition.
The storyline, it really is ripping, you know, it's a
It
good
is.
story.
It's a very good storyline.
But it's just the actual bit in between. I really can't. It's the fighting style and combat.
That's the big thing that does it. It's
Holding
the
on
fighting
to
style.
square and then pressing triangle once every now and again when your magic's
Yeah,
up. It's,
that's what
it's
you've
very
been struggling with.
monotonous. But the story, like I say, I can see why Chris liked
So it's very what?
monotonous.
That word for everyone, in case you didn't hear it, is monotomous.
Yes, well, I like it better than monotonous.
Monotomous. That's like a really boring hippo.
Was it one that talked like me?
Well, there you go. It goes well then. doesn't it?
Monotomous, brilliant. Yeah, my soundtrack is from Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, it's a part of the game. It's not massively through, but when you consider the size of the game, I suppose it is a good chunk of the game through. And you get to a point where your character is at the very sort of lowest point it can be. You've been decimated. You've got the last few scraps of your army left. Everyone's like sort of looking to you because you're the leader, like needing a bit of hope, and you haven't got it to give them. You've got nothing left. And this is a part of the story that's really a low point. And what happens is there's a priestess in it, and she basically starts singing this song. And when she starts singing this song, they all join in. The whole army, well, what's left of the army, all joins in, and it creates hope within the army. So this is this is the soundtrack. See what you think.
Shadows fall and hope has fled. Still your heart, the dawn will come.
So we can
The
prepare.
night is long.
It's what happens
and the
from this.
path is dark. Look to the sky for one day soon. The dawn will come.
That there's something about that. It sort of it gets inside, if you know what I mean, and it's quite a deep moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
can
that's
I see where you got that from.
The song I've picked, I'm not going to say much about it because the song says it all. It is-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a game that I'll always
It's the
keep going
Skyrim
back to
opening
play.
theme tune.
It is, yeah, it's Skyrim. It's a game I'll always keep going back to play.
Absolute banger.
Brilliant game. Yeah, one of my favourite games ever.
And
Yeah.
what I like about it as well is all the Elder Scrolls main theme tunes are the same theme tune, just with slight variations.
Yes, I noticed that because I noticed that with the Oblivion
So
one.
the new Elder Scrolls 6, when that comes out, will have the same tune, but slightly
Maybe
different.
not the dragon shout.
It won't be having the dragon shouts, but depending on whether they're doing it in the Redguard lands, wherever they're going to do it, there'll be that regional variation on the song.
Okay, so my track. So you all know me, I'm a big Last of Us fan.
No.
What, the zombie thing?
Sure. Well, the music for this particular game is absolutely amazing. It's won awards. Gustavo, the guy who composed it, has done many tracks for different things. But the thing is, with this particular music, he's captured the essence of the story and the pain and everything that Ellie and Joel go through in The Last of Us. And literally, it's my soundtracks for my Spotify list in my main tracks.
Yeah, I definitely.
I think it's a brilliant piece of guitar work.
So well composed and played.
I mean, I played through The Last of Us, played it through to the finish. Obviously, didn't get as obsessed with it as Alex, as nobody did, but I still thought it was a hell of a journey that they go on.
I get what you're saying though about the fact that, you know, anyone that's played the game and sort of listens to that piece of music, you can picture the game within that music.
Yeah, you can
It
feel
captures everything that game's about.
Guess the sound. Guess the sound.
So what I've decided to do is, the game is going to start as if you've just put it in the cartridge or put the tape in or anything.
Put it in the cartridge.
Put the cartridge in or anything like that. And literally, from start to when the game's
If your
playing.
first sound isn't someone blowing on a cartridge.
So,
Is that Simon the Sorcerer?
nope.
Oh. Oh, I guarantee. You can see why I thought it, can't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, it's definitely that era.
Sam
Is
and
it-
Max?
Nope.
Fantastic Dizzer.
Nope.
Oh.
Robocop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, Matthew.
Well done,
Funny
Matt.
how the brain works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robocop.
So
I've got
this
that game
one
as well.
It's just going to be first one. Really.
Isn't it always?
Well, I'm buggered.
Streets of Rage.
Nope.
Golden Axe.
Yep.
It literally just come to me as you shout it out.
Who's on it today?
And Matt's right on it today.
Right.
Oh, number 3. But you,
This is sound number 3.
Grand Theft Auto.
Nope.
Road Rash?
Nope. Clark is deep in thought.
I thought it just slipped into a coma.
He knows it's on.
I do know it.
Another World.
Yes.
Oh! Oh, Matt, that's it. Matt's won. No, more. Only got 2 more.
Right, let's record next seasons.
Okay.
It was the little cartoon where he pulls up at the science lab.
Yes,
with his car.
I know.
Start of the game.
Matt's proper on it, innit?
Okay.
I know this. Worms.
Lemmings.
Worms.
Yeah. I got a point. I got a
See,
point.
that was easy, that one.
Was that a particular Worms game or? Just...
One's 1, one's a 2,
No,
one's 3, one's 4.
now, this one.
This one.
This one. This is the one.
You want to wait before you?
This is sound number 5.
Far Cry 3.
Yes. Oh my god! Yes! Oh, I've got one more.
Oh!
I'm quite impressed that you got that from that because I mean I've platinum Far Cry 3 and 4.
I only played it for about an hour.
Yeah.
You ready? This is sound number 6.
Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2.
It looks like this goes all the way to the top. I can't trust anyone, least of all the police, and time's running out. I've got to get the one piece of evidence that will expose Starkweather without a shadow of a doubt. Footage and testimony of a man who was executed by the state 5 hours ago.
Is it Outlast?
Nope.
James Earl Cash, found guilty and sentenced to death.
Watch Dogs.
Has
Eh?
been on death row for the past 3 years and was executed last night.
Oh, I know it as well.
Who's Starkweather?
Oh, I can see something within.
Nope.
Is it not even within?
Nope.
Whatever it is, I've played this bloody game.
It's obviously one of those Resident Evil
No.
things.
You've
isn't
played
it?
it.
I've played it.
Is it Injustice?
Nope.
Doom?
Nope. You're all going to kick yourself.
Probably. I might just
Can't,
kick
my
you.
legs are too small.
Someone's in prison.
Listen.
That's better. Now only you can hear me. And that's the way.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
I'm your only way out.
Oh, no. Is it? No. I know it and I can't think of what it is.
Not Manon.
Yes!
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Well, at least I
You
weren't
took it away from
whitewashed.
him.
I did.
At least I weren't whitewashed.
So that means Matt wins the final Guess the Sound. Well done, Matt.
Well done, mate.
So, trying to keep it all light and everything for the finale, Alex is going to talk about violence within games.
Yeah, very light.
I've got something I can
This
say
is-
about this.
This is a debate.
Okay.
It's going to trigger a debate. I was sitting there thinking about what we could talk about, and I like it when we have a bit of a debate. So everyone throws the sixpence in, we all have a bit of banter or whatever.
Can I put my 6p in a sock and smack you with it?
No. So,
You're having it with bruised ankles.
I know.
so
Cankles.
do you think that games influence people to commit violence? I.e., there was that time
No.
when that there was a time when that chap stabbed his friend in the back because he was acting out a scene from Manhunt.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Can I?
No, I'm just
It's
saying.
the same as they've blamed things like horror movies on heinous acts.
Yeah.
The fact is, that person's obviously capable of committing heinous acts,
Yeah.
regardless of what he's watching or
Yeah,
playing.
I
I mean,
completely agree.
I'm
just
is that
seeing
the
what
whole
other
question?
I'm just seeing what people think, because there's people out there that actually sit there and think, well, hang on a minute, he's playing these games, it must be affecting his mind. It's almost like they're looking for excuses. Politicians and stuff like that,
Yeah,
people like that, that literally live in a house with no televisions or anything like that, walk through a tunnel to work, you know, go to the Houses of Parliament where they just talk about things that they think's going on the outside.
It is a very controversial
You've got a
thing.
very weird view of politicians. Walk through a tunnel to get to
Well,
work.
they don't pay attention to what the public is saying.
Oh, I
do
see what
they?
you're saying.
I think what it means is they live in a
I
bubble.
thought
that's
that politicians were like footballers.
Yeah.
Stood in a tunnel and waited to go work.
So before like a big Parliament meeting, they all stand there psyching themselves up doing all the stretches and squats.
Well, they all get together and start singing the national anthem with their arms around each other.
Well, they don't psych themselves up very much.
I think they should.
They all fall asleep on the back bench anyway.
I think that's what they should do. They should like.
The speaker is it?
No.
I think that if you, and I'm probably going to get shot down for this, but if you're one of those people that believes that video games are to blame for people go out there committing acts of violence, you're an idiot, right? Because it is there's a world of difference between.
Be careful, we don't want to lose our viewer.
There's a world of difference between seeing that kind of thing and then making the decision to go and do that kind of thing in real life.
But no, grown adults blaming any kind of media for their acts, it's making excuses. It's ignorance on the part of society.
It's not necessarily the person that's committing the crime.
No, but that's what I
do-gooder
mean.
sat
Well, not
there.
necessarily their own ignorance, but ignorance of society in general.
Completely.
To say, oh, he clearly did that because he'd watched, you know, whatever movie, or he clearly did that because he'd played this game. It's crap. You know what gets me as well is that like people are always quick to jump on a video game for blaming things for like of like such horrible acts. Yet a game is never credited for good things.
Yeah.
Like if it can influence one way, it can influence the other.
Mm.
And it's never like, oh, that game brought these people together because, you know, the kind of game it was made them think in a certain way that made them want to go out and be charitable.
Yeah.
No, you never see that in the papers.
But
'cause it
that's
doesn't
maybe
make the
one
news.
for another episode, in the fact that generally video games are seen by a lot of people in a bad light, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Right. Craig's interesting fact. Last one of the season. Go for it.
Interesting fact that's not that interesting, but slightly interesting, more than normal.
My interesting fact is film-based more than game-based, but it has game elements. So, has everyone ever seen the film Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
Joss
Whedon.
Whedon, Cabin in the Woods. Fantastic film, if you get the chance.
Very different to your typical horror movie.
Yeah.
And very
Now-
different from a video
I know we
game,
don't
so I'm
sound
waiting
it
for the
because it's
connection.
called Cabin in the Woods, but
Yeah.
that's kind of done for a reason, because it starts out your typical horror movie and it has such twists and turns in it that it goes that far away from your typical sort of Until Dawn situation that it's like, you know, you don't recognise it.
Right.
It starts off, you know, your teenagers going into a cabin in the woods, you know, or you got the young blondes with the cheerleaders are all there, the usual
So
sort
you're
of
just waiting for them
stereotype.
to be picked off one by
Oh,
one by
exactly,
the
yeah.
axe murder in
And-
the woods or something.
Yeah, and the film, genuinely, watch the film is brilliant. But what most people didn't realise was there was supposed to be a tie-in with a game.
Okay.
Now, there's a part later on in the film where you might see some of the things that might come after the people in the woods. And a couple of the things in a certain area that I don't really want to spoil it for yourselves were a tank, a witch, a boomer, and a hunter.
Sorry, a
Because-
boomer.
A boomer. They're all monsters or zombies from Left 4 Dead.
Oh, I see.
You
Now,
like your Left 4 Dead, don't you?
I do like Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead's a
Was
great
a
game.
boomer. I played
was
Left
the-
4 Dead. It was the big
It
thing
was
that
the large thing
exploded
that
when you shot
exploded,
it.
Put bile on
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah,
threw
yeah.
up on you and created the hordes.
So you're saying that Cabin in the Woods is meant to be connected indirectly to
Cabin in
Left
the
4
Woods,
Dead?
it's not indirectly, it's in a certain scene in the film, them characters from that game appear in the film.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because,
I'm assuming that's by design.
by design, because originally there was going to be a Left 4 Dead level where you went into the woods, you went into the cabin, you progressed through the cabin into the certain areas that were in the film, but the problem was MGM, the company that were producing Cabin in the Woods, filed for bankruptcy.
Ah.
At which point the tie-in for the game stopped there and then, but in the final part of the film, them characters are still in it, and it's a great what if it could have happened, because it would have been brilliant if they'd have done a Cabin in the Woods Left 4 Dead game.
Yeah.
It would have sold.
Right, yeah, brilliant. Right, so as it's the last episode of the season, I've got a couple of little awards. Just a couple of little bits that I want to do that is more specific to this podcast. So, award number 1. Most hosted Guess the Sound.
Okay.
Right, so, in Miss World Order, Craig has hosted 1 Guess the Sound. Alex
Yeah, I expected that because I can't remember hosting that.
has hosted 5.
Oh yeah.
Me and Matt have both hosted 7 each.
Ooh. I didn't know I'd done that many. I didn't feel like I'd done that many.
Yeah. Winner of the Guess the Sound then.
Stop your cheating.
Okay, in Miss World Order,
Why Miss World? What about Mr. World?
Craig has won 2.
Have I?
You have.
That's still respectable.
Hey.
Respectable.
How many episodes have we had?
20.
That's a 10%? 5, 10,
Wow.
5, 10,
10%.
5, 10.
Matt has won 5 episodes.
I clap, but I'm holding the microphone.
I have won 6.
Ooh.
Alex is won with 7.
Yay! That goes out today.
So Alex is the winner of the Guess the Sound for season 1. The Repeater Award. Now I've not even bothered putting me and Matt in the Repeater Award. So this is literally between Craig and Alex.
Was that an intentional slip
Literally.
up?
Right. So I went through all the episodes. I've played back all the episodes, at which point I've actually sort of picked out when Craig says, at which point, how many times he says it, and Alex says, literally. Craig had 13 times I found him saying, at which point. One of them I've literally just added.
So you say it. You've said it twice in
Yeah,
the
but I
past
say it in
8 seconds.
actual, where it's meant to be said.
You are literally taking the mick.
See?
Alex
At which point does this get offensive?
said literally 17 times
Yeah, I knew it.
throughout the
In 20
first
episodes.
season.
Yeah. Look, that's nothing. I'm pretty sure you've said the name. Right, let's go with this. I'm going to go with 20. Do you go, hello and welcome to the No, tell her like
No,
19 because
what
Matt
makes-
did it once.
What makes these noticeable is the fact that they're usually said completely out of context.
Yeah, like Alex will go, so I'm playing this game and I'm sat there, literally, I'm playing it,
Yeah,
and it'll just be something like that that's just like crowbarred into a sentence.
Oh, I am literally sat
To be honest, I find this monotonous.
Right, so Alex gets the Repeater Award. Okay, so my final award is the Made Up Word Award. Now, I actually, previous to this, got everyone to vote on who they thought was the
There was
best,
only one decent
who
one.
they thought the best of these were. Okay, so the nominees were myself with the word wideliest, which still makes Matt chuckle. Matt with the words Frick's Freezer. Craig with the word Arctical. And Alex, there was 2 to choose from. There was the one that didn't use was Generousis, but the word I have used is Journey List. The votes were, so there's 4 votes. There's 4 of us, 4 votes. Alex got a vote.
I've actually got a vote.
You got a vote.
Was that you feeling sorry for me?
Nope, wasn't me. I got a vote with Wideliest. And Matt got 2 votes with Frick's Freezer winning Made Up Word.
No way!
So Matt gets the Made Up Word Award. I'm going to wrap it up the last episode with the last subject and appropriately talking about game endings. I've got a couple of examples of sort of significant game endings. They're not necessarily the most sort of entertaining, but game endings have had a particular significance. They're significant. You know what I mean by significant? Yeah?
Quite significant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, so the first one I want to mention is Metroid. Now, Metroid...
Oh, yeah!
So, Metroid,
Which was released in...
the 80s.
Yeah, everyone remembers that year.
In fairness, I was released in the 80s.
Now, the reason I'm mentioning Metroid, because if anyone that sort of knows about Metroid itself, it had quite a significant game ending, because everyone played through the game. Now, bear in mind, this is an era where gaming was new, fairly new anyway, and in a sort of very male predominant
It hadn't
world.
become the big trendy thing that it is now.
So everyone was playing Metroid, and it's a person in a spacesuit, right? So you play through it. This person is in a spacesuit, and it isn't until the very end that it gets revealed that the person in the spacesuit is female, and which caused quite a bit of controversy.
Which was obviously a big deal because of when it was. Not
It was.
If it was
you've
now,
got to think about the time it was released.
Yeah, I get that.
It wouldn't be a big thing now.
And in fairness, the people playing them kind of games, it might be the first woman they've ever played with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so another game I want to mention is the Tekken Tag series. Now, there's a particular character in Tekken Tag that when it first came in, the character is simply called Unknown. Okay. Again, another female character. Now, it was in the first Tekken Tag game. They all had an ending, but they're all pretty like a comic booky ending. There was only one real CGI ending, and it was for Unknown. And nobody had any idea, well, hence the name, who she was. It wasn't actually revealed until the second Tekken Tag game that she was a ghost of a dead character called Jun Kazama. But that wasn't revealed until the second game. So yeah, there you go. What about yourselves? Any significant endings you think are worth a mention?
Horizon Zero Dawn. Right? I feel the need to mention Horizon Zero Dawn because it's so expertly written, and the way that the game unfolds and the way that it builds up towards the ending, to call it a twist would be a bit of a cheap word to use. This world that they've created, you could be forgiven for asking the question, why in God's name is there a world filled with robot dinosaurs? Which was pretty much my question when I first started playing the game.
I think that'll be true for anybody that's like played that game like at the beginning. Going,
Yeah.
Why robot dinosaurs?
And you definitely don't find out the answers to why all that's going on in this world until a fair old way through the game.
Yeah.
But once it starts to unfold, I think it's nothing short of genius. I think that what they've come up with there, the story, it just keeps getting better and better, and
it's explained in a way and at such a pace often. So as long as you're playing through the main sort of story arc, you're getting these little bits of information, but quite often that help you piece together this jigsaw of why there are robot dinosaurs roaming around the world.
Like a Japanese man. So my game is probably one of the first games I've ever completed.
Is it The Last of Us?
Grinder.
Grinder.
What do you mean one of the first games you ever completed? You only completed 2?
Monkey Island 2.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so we're on about game endings. I could have gone into The Last of Us, but... So...
Too obvious.
Monkey Island 2.
So you went with the other one.
You're a pirate, Guybrush Threepwood.
Great name.
Going across the open seas, trying to get the ghost pirate LeChuck. And at the end, you're being chased around by the ghost pirate LeChuck.
Interesting thing about that, by the way. Did you know that the Pirates of the Caribbean films were originally meant to be made as Monkey Island films?
Oh, really?
And there's still certain similarities now when you think about the ghost pirate LeChuck in the Monkey Island series.
The point and click bit.
No.
The bit in the film where the mouse comes on screen and Jack Sparrow follows it.
Shut up or I'll hang you from the coat hook by your sleeve.
Sorry, Dad.
Right, so you've got the ghost pirate LeChuck is very closely connected to Barbossa.
Ghost pirate Chuck.
LeChuck. You look about the way that Will Turner in the film Pirates of the Caribbean is dressed. He dresses just like Guybrush Threepwood in the first Monkey Island game.
Also, the light, the moonlight, turns them into skeletons.
Yeah. It was meant to be a Monkey Island film, and they changed it to Pirates of the Caribbean later on.
Oh, such a shame.
So sorry, the game ended.
Anyway, so he's being chased around like an underground sort of area.
Yeah, it's like a I don't know, like a Nazi bunker or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
and you're armed with a voodoo doll that you got from a voodoo priestess, made by lots of different things that you have to collect, and you end up inevitably killing LeChuck.
Yeah.
Then, for some reason, you sort of wake up in a fairground.
Oh yeah.
and you're a little boy, and your your brother's been looking for you, who happened to be LeChuck, and your parents are also there, and as they're taking you away,
it sort of implies that you've just been playing pirates as a kid all along.
Exactly. But as LeChuck, his brother, Chucky, is walking out of the screen, he turns and his eyes start flashing and little lightning bolts come out of them, which I thought, very clever at that age as well.
It is a good
I'd
idea.
actually, I've played through that game many times, but it's been so many years, and I've completely forgotten that that's the way that it ended.
Yeah.
It's
which kind of sort of all got turned on its head because then the Monkey Island 3 came out.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that is a good place to end it. We will be back in a few months once the summer's over.
By popular demand.
Yeah. Keep checking in on us from time to time because there's a couple of things we're going to be doing. For example, one of the things we're going to be looking at doing is a fully video episode special for YouTube. We're also got a challenge that's still running that I gave in one of the previous podcasts, which will be released. Has already been released. It's been out for 2 weeks now. So you got your game trailer challenges. Check them out. Go online, check them out. They're brilliant. And also all the gaming clips that we mentioned in previous podcasts that we would say, we're going to put that online. But we are actually going to put those online where we've been playing certain games and having a good laugh. And we've been describing these games. Well, we're going to put them up on YouTube for people to see.
This will just be all on our channel.
It'll all be on the YouTube channel.
Will be on our YouTube.
And I'll try my best to keep people updated throughout the summer on like Facebook and things like that. But until then, until these things come along, until the next season, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Cheerio!